This very old stone fireplace just needed a little TLC. The photo on the left shows the before picture, the center photo shows after I cleaned it, and the third photo shows the final result after I toned the stone. This process is basically two important steps: cleaning and then toning. Here's how I did it. I started by vacuuming top to bottom. Next, I tinted the area, as this next part is very messy. I made a solution of warm water and a tiny bit of Dawn soap, soaked each area, and cleaned it well. Again, working from top to bottom. And the second important part of the cleaning is to rinse with clear water. Rinse very well. I used brushes to clean the mortar and a wire wheel attached to my drill to clean the faces of the stone that were very dirty, that didn't come clean with a brush. After making sure everything was rinsed very well with clear water, I let the fireplace dry. While cleaning the fireplace had a huge effect on it, the real fun begins with the toning. I let the fireplace dry for several days so I could see the real color of the mortar, because when a mortar and stone is wet, it will appear darker. So I wanted a true image of what that looked like when it was dry before I started toning. These are the products that I used. I used Dutch Boy concrete stain, which is formerly H&C concrete stain. The stain that I used is a water-based stain, and I got it in just a white base. And from there, I tinted it with some universal tints that I have. And also, you'll see on the left there, I have some Extreme Bond primer. I use that for priming over some silicone caulk that had been used for some repairs where the fireplace met the wall. There were gaps that developed. And so I used Extreme Bond primer to prime that. It's tinted, so I was part of the way there with the color on that area. I also used the Extreme Bond primer for priming the 4 brass grates. Using my acrylic tints and my concrete stain base, I created 4 little tubs of 4 different shades or colors to match the stone. Well, as a rule, I work from top to bottom. The first area I addressed was an area right in front of the firebox where some of the creosote did not clean up. So I dry brushed a neutralizing color just to get that staining under control and let that dry while I'm working on the rest of the fireplace. This product takes about 2 hours to dry. So I used a chip brush for the big areas and a small detail brush to cover some of these other spots. So by the time I come back to them to do a final toning, those will have penetrated into the stone. While I did address the hearth and mantle to a great degree using my products, on the rest of the fireplace, the main area that I addressed was the mortar, and I retinted the mortar using the same product in an off-white. I was really trying to avoid having to do much with the stone itself because it was so beautiful, and once it was cleaned, it didn't really need anything. The one area that I did actually tone right directly under the stone is where the stone met the wall and that silicone was kind of sloppily applied. And there was previous paint on there as well. I used my 4 colors to adjust that to get a nice crisp line there. Once I was done lightening all of the mortar, it was time now to address the hearth and mantle. And I did this by using my different tints, chip brushes, and just dry brushing over the top in colors very similar, just to brighten the stone. So this is not 100% coverage. It's just enough to freshen everything up. This product is also self-sealing, so you do not have to add an additional sealant, although you can if you would like to change the sheen. We've actually done exterior stone with the same process, same product, and did not have a need to seal it, as the product is self-sealing, as I had mentioned. And there you have it. 8 hours of cleaning and 8 hours of toning. Thanks for watching.